Very good afternoon to all. Welcome to Tally CA Connect. As always, it is great to meet you all every Wednesday at 3 p.m. I'm sure you all are Tally experts here, but with little expert guidance at CA Connects helps with the new tricks to get your Tally work even efficient, faster. Our today's topic of discussion is on advanced inventory features of TallyPrime. Our expert for today is a Tally evangelist and a tax practitioner, Mr. Avichi Krishnan. Avichi sir is famous for his unique teaching style and his skills. We are grateful to you, sir, for taking out time for our CA Connect forum and recommending this very important topic and very less used topic as well, I would say, because each time we do and every time people say, oh, we didn't even know that these features exist in TallyPrime. So thank you for bringing this to our notice and let us make the best out of this forum and start our today's session. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Good afternoon, all of you. I'm so happy to meet you all through CA Connect. I must be thankful to Tally team for giving us a nice opportunity to meet CAs in one place. So today, my topic of discussion is about the advanced inventory management. Okay. I have a question because I underwent CA, right? So I have a question in my mind. Okay. Do this would be the cup of tea for chartered accountants? Do they ever bother about treating or valuing the inventory, or did they ever take this as a serious job of them? Because they used to get the stock statement from the management as certified by it, or they used to get the stock statements from the experts, then they'll adapt. Okay, this is what the practice of a chartered accountant. Then why is CA or staff of CA must bother about the inventory features? Okay, is it relevant to us? Is it my cup of tea? So this is the question in many of the chartered accountants' mind, or many of the article clerk or audit staff's mind. Okay. So I'll start the class with a fantastic question raised by Anil Lamba. Hope you know who is Anil Lamba. Anil Lamba is a fellow chartered accountant, okay, and then FCA, right? He got fellowship, and then he did doctorate in accounting. Okay, so Anil Lamba wrote a fantastic book called Romancing the Balance Sheet. Okay, he asked us to romance the balance sheet, not the girlfriend. Okay, so so how to romance a balance sheet? That too for a non-financial person. How they can romance a balance sheet? That's $1 million question, right? Then he wiped off many of the myths in the minds of an accountant or a bookkeeper. Okay, the myth number one, right? He is asking us a fantastic question. What for we are disclosing the closing stock in a P&L account or a balance sheet? Okay. So our answer would be, if we didn't mention the closing stock in the P&L account, we cannot arrive at exact profit, or we cannot arrive at the profit. That's where the mistake is. Okay, or the point of point is. Okay. So if we forget the closing stock in the balance sheet, okay, your assets will not get tallied. This is what the answer given by any average people or any above average people. He is asking us a question. Did we ever have any practice or any mode or any method to recognize or any method to register or any method to enter the consumption of materials? So please understand, so far we are using the closing stock and opening stock as a stopgap arrangement to arrive at the consumption. Okay, that's how many arrive the consumption. Okay, we arrive the consumption through opening stock plus purchases minus closing stock is the consumption of them. He is asking a fantastic question. What about the abnormal gain or what about the abnormal loss or normal loss in any of the closing stock, or inherent nature of the closing stock? Let's assume I'm dealing with the petroleum products. So whenever I open the product, right, whenever I close, or whenever the climate changes, right, so obviously it'll consume some of that thing, right? Okay. When I'm dealing with gases, whenever I'm opening, right? Okay. So whenever I'm closing, whenever I'm consuming, some of the cash, right, might go off. So this is what the inherent nature of that product. This is how the normal losses would be there. Okay. So if we simply count only the closing stock and opening stock, what about the normal loss? What about the abnormal loss, if anything? Okay. So we thought that if we record the closing stock and opening stock properly, that will be the answer, or that will be the stopgap arrangement to arrive at profit and loss. Is it a right method? That's what the question raised by Anil Lamba through his book. Okay, right? So with this light, right? Okay, let me share the thing. And right, this is Anil Lamba's book. Okay, this is Anil Lamba's book, right? Okay, so he discussed many things, right? Okay, I'll show you the heading of the book. This is the book, right? Okay, Romancing the Balance Sheet, Dr. Anil Lamba, who's a chartered accountant, right? Okay, so with this light, so we know the importance, or we can understand, or we can realize the importance of stock, right? Okay, stock is almost or at par equal to the finance. Okay, so unless and until we give proper treatment to stock, we'll be in trouble. So this we understood, right? Now let me take you to the points one by one. Okay, the points one by one. If it's not legible, then let me try to increase the font size. Okay, let me try to increase the font size so that it will be legible for you. Okay, so let me zoom in. Okay, so 1 minute. Yeah, hope it's legible now. Okay, right. So now the question is, Krishnan, what are the important things? Okay, the first thing is many chartered accountants or many accountants or many GSTPs, right, used to struggle in one point. Okay, what is the point? Let's go to P&L account. Let's go to P&L account. This is the P&L account. So it automatically shows some closing stock. Okay, it automatically shows some closing stock. Okay, the value may be there. Okay, right. Now the problem is this closing stock consists of so many years, right? Okay, or the company started since started by 10 years back or 12 years back. Okay, so this consists of so many information, right, or so many other, right? Okay, let me open a more practical one so that people can understand how this. Okay, right? So 1 minute. One. Let me open the one book, and then let me show you what is it, right? Okay. It's not a true data. Okay. It's a manipulated one, or a yeah. We used to keep such data to give the demos, right? Okay. So let's assume this is the April 24 and 25. Okay. I'm trying to finalize the balance sheet. Okay, right? So the balance sheet shows this is the closing stock. Okay. This is the closing stock, right? Okay. So when I get into the thing, the closing stock value, things and all, it's totally different, right? Okay. So now I just want to show the closing stock given by the management. Okay. So how to manipulate this, or how to change this? Okay, so the answer is go to F11, go to F11. Okay, way number one, you can disintegrate the inventory from accounts. Okay, so let me switch off. The moment when I switch off integration of accounts with inventory, the closing stock value will not be there. So I can create the closing stock and I can put the value. So let me create the closing stock. Let me create the closing stock ledger. Okay, so let me create the stock. So stock. Okay, now the question from one of our CA, sir, you just create stock alone. No, what about the opening stock? What about the closing stock? Sir, don't worry, sir. Just put stock. Okay, right. Or if it's existing, then alter the stock. Right, if it's existing, then alter the stock. Okay, so alter the stock. It's already there. Alter the stock. Okay, put this under stock in hand. Okay, then put the value. Okay, right. So this is the opening balance. Suppose opening balance value is 1.5 lakh, right? So closing balance as on 31/3 is, let's assume it's 2 lakh 50,000. Okay, so let me put this, let me store it. let me go to P&L account. Let me go to P&L account. Look at the opening stock. So the given value is there. Look at the closing stock. The given value is there. Okay. So this is how way number one, the accountant or chartered accountant can disclose the closing stock as certified by the management or as certified by the expert. Okay. Now the question is, what about the original stock summary? It is there. It is there. Okay. For some reason, it may consist of any minuses. Okay. It may consist of any errors. Okay. I'm just ignoring this and I'm just invoking the right thing. Okay, right. So now the question is, if I am submitting this to the bank, can I keep month-wise closing stock? That's possible, right? How is it? Right? Alter the closing stock. Suppose on 30th of September, the closing stock value is 2,25,000. On 31st of December, the closing stock value is 2,75,000. On 31st of March, the closing stock value is 3,15,000. So please enter the values according to the report. Then choose the period. Suppose let me choose the period by pressing Alt F2. 1st April to 30th September, the value is 1.5, 2.25. Okay, 2.25. So let me change this to 31st December and look at the closing balance. Now it's 2.75. Okay, right. So let me change this to 31.3. Now the closing balance is the reported one. So this is how one can change the closing stock as they get the report from the management. Okay, this is way number one. Way number two, let me integrate the closing stock by again pressing the F11. Let me integrate. Okay, so let the stock be picked from the stock summary. Okay, so stock summary shows 3.9598. It is there. Okay, so it is there in the balance P&L. But the problem is there is a problem in the valuation. Okay, right? So let me go to stock. Okay, let me correct this. Let me correct this by pressing Control Enter. Okay, right? Now the question is, this is not the value. 94,000 is not the value. The value as on 31st March is not 94,000. It is slightly increasing or slightly decreasing. Can I change this? Yeah. Okay. How to change this? Alter the stock item. Alter the stock item. Okay. Then enter or press F12. Okay. Then set yes to standard. Okay. Set yes to. Okay. Provide standard buying and selling rates. Provide standard buying and selling rates. Okay. So this is the important thing. You have to set yes to standard selling and buying rates. Okay. Right. So this is one. So if you set so, there is a place alter standard set rates. Okay. Press enter, set the rate. Okay. Look at this. Every year they have set the rate. Okay. So let me go to the next year 31/3. Okay. 25. Suppose 31/3 25. Suppose the value is 95,600. Let me put 95,600 store. Okay, right? So let me stop. Next thing is the casting method and marketing valuation method. Please try to pick standard cost and standard price. Okay, why? Because you are quoting the standard price. It must be valued with the standard price. Okay, so press spacebar, select standard cost. Okay, then select standard price. When you do so, the valuation will be according to the standard price. Okay, so this is how one can change the valuation of closing stock with the desired figure. Okay, so this is way number two. So way number one, switch off the integration. Okay, give your own stock. Okay, let it be reflected in the profit and loss account. This is way number one. Way number two, switch on the integration. Switch on the integration. Set the standard cost. Okay, right, and value. Allow it to value based on the standard stock, standard cost. Okay, so this is the the how to change the closing stock value, right, in the balance sheet and P&L account. Okay, right. Right. Okay, so now let me concentrate on the chat. Okay, Arun Garg is asking a fantastic question. Why we are not taking cost as before? Right? Okay, sir. You can take, sir. Suppose if you want to value this at FIFO, okay, come here, then select FIFO or weighted average. Okay, so weighted average. So average cost, right? Okay, average cost or FIFO, right? If it's for a corporate, these two methods are the, or tax audit, these two methods are the preferred one or a standard one. Okay, right? So otherwise, you can change the standard cost, right? Okay. So one raised the hand. Let me check who raised the hand. Okay. Komal, someone has raised the hand. No. Can I answer this question? And then, yeah, Prabhagar Bansal raised the hand. Okay. So can we allow Prabhagar sir to raise the question? Sanjay Agarwal has also raised the hand. Komal, is there any arrangement?
So I've unmuted him, but we usually take the questions at the end. Maybe we can take one or two.
Okay. So I didn't get you.
So usually we take the questions at the end of the raised hands so that everybody who are
Okay.
attending
Okay.
can, it's
So
smooth for them.
can
But
we
we can
ask
take
them
one
to?
question. Yeah, we can take one question of Mr. Bansal and
Okay, right. बंसल जी, अरुण बदी जी and संजय अग्रवाल जी, कुछ वेट कीजिए. Okay, so at the end of the thing, then we'll invite you to speak and then we'll discuss, right? Okay, so कुछ रुकिए. Okay, right. So my Hindi, as my wife described, is आता जाता Hindi because he is a Marathi, I am a Tamilian, so kindly bear, right? Okay, my English is horrible, but it's okay, somehow okay, right? Okay. So now the question is, Krishnan, what is on your kitty? So how are you going to move? Okay. So we cover the first thing. Okay. The next one is stock category. Okay. And nesting. Okay. What is stock category? What is stock group in Tally? Okay. Let me open the data. Let me open the data and then let me explain you. Let me open the data and then let me explain you so that people can understand or people can use these two effectively. Okay, right? So, right? Okay. So, let's see how the data is. Okay. This company is dealing with biscuits and chocolates. Okay. Of different brands. Everyone like it, no? I just love the chocolates, right? Okay. My weight is 87 kg. If someone offered me 87 kgs of chocolate, then I'll go with them. Okay. This is how my love for chocolates are, right? Okay. So now the brands are there. Okay. So let me press Alt F5. Okay. Each brand has some sizable amount of stock under the in the storeroom. Okay, right? It has so many. So please understand, one can parallelly analyze the stock items based on the brand and based on the usage. Okay, right? So this is based on the brand. Oh, right? So how to get this report? Display inventory books, then stock group summary. Okay, so Tally clearly said the stock group is meant for brands. Okay, so I have brand wise stock now. Okay, same 39,643 worth of stock can be analyzed in a parallel way. That's for the category. So let me go to category, stock category. Now biscuits and chocolates. Okay, so now the question is, Krishna, uh, this may be the example for a BCom student, right, or a BBA student. How it's connected with the chartered accountant? This is the question from anyway. My answer is, please understand, the products can be parallelly analyzed based on its usage and based on its brand. Okay, right? Or based on its two different factors. Let's assume one company is manufacturing, okay, two different kinds of products, right? One is health oriented, the another one is safety oriented. Okay, these products are manufactured in two different divisions or two different methods. If it's so, please remember these two factors, the health and safety, could be accommodated in the group. Then the two different other factors, no, two different other factors could be placed under category, so that whenever the CA needs stock based on the usages or stock based on the locations, okay, or stock based on the type of the division of the product. Okay, so this is how the chart accountant can have two different classifications and he can analyze. Okay, I'll tell you another way. I'll tell you another way. Suppose a chart accountant is doing audit for a gold jewelry. Okay, right? So chart accountants can have a list of gold, silver, okay, platinum, diamond, and everything. Same time, the chart accountants can have the list of things based on the supplier. How much is supplied by the Carrot Lane? How much is supplied by some other brand? How much is supplied by the GRT jewelers? So this is how they can have two different set of things based on the supplier, then based on the usage, right? Based on the metal, white metal, yellow metal. So this is how they can have a different analysis. So this group and this thing can have a parallel analysis. Okay, one more thing, right? Okay, can I use this, or can I avail this opportunity for nesting out? Is it possible? Yeah, that's possible. Okay, right? That's also possible. How to do it? Okay, what is nesting? Nesting is keeping one under other. Nesting is keeping one under other. Okay, right? Is it possible in Tally? Very much possible. Let's assume under the biscuit, one wants to keep the normal one and the cream biscuits. Okay, is it possible? Yeah, that's possible. Good 50-50 is a normal one. Good day is a normal one. Okay, right? Suppose someone dark fantasy is a cream one. Okay, so let me alter this. Instead of biscuits, okay, let me create one more. Create. Okay, so let me create cream biscuits, right? So cream biscuits, cream biscuits. Okay. So let me keep this under biscuits as a subcategory. Okay, right? So cream biscuits, right? Okay. So if you keep so cream biscuit will have a subcategory, or cream biscuits could even be the primary one. Okay. So that nesting is possible. Nesting at what level? That's what the question from Prabhagar Bansal. My answer to Mr. Prabhagar Bansal, sir, nesting at any level is possible, right? Okay. I'll tell you one example. Suppose the company wants to keep the products as the floor wise as well as the usage wise. Let's assume they have four floors. So floor one, floor two, floor three, floor four. All this could be one category. Okay, categories. Under floor 1, every usage can be listed. Under floor 2, different uses. Okay. Now, under floor 1, under one usage, I want to create two sub usages. Is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. Let's assume floor 1 meant for all the sauce and pickle. So let me put sauce and pickle as a category. Then under this sauce alone a thing, pickle alone a different thing. Then if I want to create jam, okay. Then under jam I want to create brand wise. That's also possible. So this is how nesting in different levels is possible. Okay, right? So that's what I want to tell you, right? So stock category and stock group can be parallelly help to analyze the stock items parallelly. Okay, so nesting is also possible. Nesting is also possible. Okay, right? So this is one. Then the next one is one can use the godowns in a different way. Right? How? How? Okay. So the answer is when you create the godown, 1 minute. So the answer is when you create the godown. So let me take you to godown, right? Right? Godown. Okay. So when you create the godown, feature number one, okay. Feature number one, you can stop the storage. Okay, that's one. Okay, so allow storage of material. If I set no, okay, that godown can be kept closed for some reason, right? Okay, let's assume, okay, or let's understand this will be useful when the godown is under lock and key, especially with the banker, right? So when the godown is with the banker under lock and key, so allow storage of material. If I set this as no, or if I ask my client to set this as no, the client or the people of client cannot enter anything by mistake in the godown. so that the godown stock will not get disturbed. Okay. So if it's under lock and key with the banker on a financial arrangement, no, my people should not be allowed to store anything, or my people should not be allowed to take anything out from the godown because it's under lock and key. Without the knowledge of banker, they people cannot input anything or outward anything. Okay, that's where the issue is. So if I set no to this, so the godown cannot be used for a moment. Okay. Whenever they try to put this under godown, no, the godown name will not be there in the list. Okay. So they cannot enter anything or they cannot take out anything. So that's what the facility in the godown. Okay. Right. The next thing is, if you want to create a godown with address, right? Okay. That's possible. So press F12. Okay. Press F12. Set S to address, that's possible. So address is also possible, right? Okay. Then the another important thing, one wants to create a godown as a sub godown under a primary one, that's possible. Let me take G ground, right? Okay. So GW1, okay, which is a godown under the general godown, okay, general warehouse. So let me create general warehouse. Let me create general warehouse. Okay, so general warehouse under which I can place the general warehouse. 1 minute. So general warehouse, right? I can put the GW1, which is the primary one. I can put the GW1 under general warehouse. So under general warehouse, it may be GW2, GW3, GW4. So whenever I need to get the results for GW total, I can get. Whenever I need the results for every separate go down under GW, I can get. Okay. One more thing is third party stock. This is useful in the case of job work, right? Okay. So under job work, my stock may be with the third party or third party stock may be with me. Let's assume I'm a job worker. I used to make rings, gold rings. So I used to get gold from different jewelers. I used to keep them in my godown. Okay. I used to make things out of the gold. Then I used to hand over the things and I used to make the adjustments in the gold stock. Okay. If it's so, when I create the godown, so I can put this is the third party stock with us. Okay. So let me create a godown. Let me create a godown. Suppose one jeweler is giving me this, right? Okay. So GRT jewelers, right? Okay. Or Babu by Bhavanji. Okay. So this is how. So GRT jewelers they gave me. So let me create a godown. So this is a third party stock with me, with us. Okay. Right. So let me get the things from them. Let me get the things from them. Right. Suppose, right. Let me put a delivery, sorry, receipt note. Okay. Right. So let me put a receipt note. Okay. Right. So 1 minute. So let me put a receipt note. Okay, right? So receipt note number is the reference number is this, right? I got it from GRT Jewelers. So let me create GRT Jewelers. GRT Jewelers. Okay, 1 minute. So GRT Jewelers. Okay, right? So they are creditors. So I got it from them. So let me create gold bar, right? Okay. So let's take it on the kg. Okay, kg, right? Or grams, better grams. So decimal places are 3. Let's assume I got 20 grams from them or 50 grams from them. So tracking number is 4545. Go down is GRT. Go down is GRT. I took 25, right? Okay, 0.250 grams. Okay, right? So rate is not an important thing. I got it from them. Let me store it. So because of this, when I go to stock summary, the stock will be there. Okay, the stock will be there, right? The stock will be there. Let's check. Okay, 1 minute. Let me put the gold bar. Okay, name of the item is gold bar. Okay, gold bar primary. Okay, so got it 2525. Okay, it's a gold bar, right? So stock summary. Okay. Now the question is, I can get the stock based on the godowns or type of godowns. Okay. So how to get it? Sorry, I'm a bit tired. Okay. Right. So how to get it? Let me click on, right. Okay. Let me click on, right. Okay. So let me click on, right, control B, then the Godown type our stock with us and third party. Let me change this to third party stock with us. Okay. So third party stock with us. So I'm getting the third party stock with me, which is 25.25 grams. Right. So let me click control B. Let me change this to our stock with us. So this stock will not have the third party stock. So this is how the third party option will be useful for you to track whatever the stocks with you from the third party. The same way, when you create the Godown, okay, when you create the Godown, right? So you can set yes to our stock with third party. Suppose I used to give this job work to different people. So if it's so, let me create the people wise Godown as a third party Godown. Okay. So my stock with them so that I can count how much is with me, how much with the third party, how much stock is with me from the third party. Okay. How much I owe to third party. So this is how put together I can get the entire stock, or I can get only the third party stock with me, or I can get my stock with the third party. Okay, so this is how the Godown option will help me to get all such reports, all such reports. Okay, right, right. So now the thing is stock summary with Godown. Is it possible? Yeah, it's possible, right? Okay. How this is possible? Go to display. You go to display, then go to inventory book, take the Godown, take the Godown. Okay. This is the Godown wise summary. Okay. So main location, GW1. Okay. Suppose if you want to get all the thing, no, all the thing, no, right? Okay. Click on auto column. Okay. Click on auto column, Godowns, show total, set yes. Okay. Now you can get the total stock with you. Okay. And then Godown wise breakup, right? So this is how the Godown summary is possible. Let me repeat. Take some Godown. Okay. Click on auto column. Click on auto column. Take the Godowns. Okay. Then set yes to show total. You can get the total as well as the Godown wise breakup. Okay. Godown wise breakup. So that's possible, right? Okay. So let me take you to the next one. Okay. When you create the unit of measurement, you can do wonders. You can do magics with the unit of measurement. Okay. So many used to know only the simple unit. I'll explain you how you can use effectively the compound unit, simple plus compound and compound plus compound. Okay. So if you use Mr. Prabhakar Bansal, if you use it properly, you can use three or four units for a stock item. Okay. Let me create one by one. Let me create one by one. Create stock item. Okay. So let me create paper. Okay. Paper. Many know, many chartered accountants, many audit staff know, paper can be built in sheets. Paper can be built in uh, square, ream. Okay, right? So how to keep all this? So let me create sheet. Let me create sheet. Okay. So sheet. Then let me build it. Let me go to F8 or F9 purchase. Okay. Suppose this is the bill number. Okay. Then let me select the party. Suppose standard papers is the party name. E is the supplier. So standard papers. I'm getting it from standard papers. Sunday Krita. Okay. Standard papers. So I'm getting it in number of sheets. Okay. Paper, number of sheets. Okay. Paper, number of sheets. I'm keeping this in the main location. Number of sheets, suppose I'm getting it as 480 sheets. Okay. Per sheet, 2 rupees. So 960 is the value, right? This is one way. The another way, when you create paper, okay, instead of one simple unit, you can use the another unit. Okay, so you can use another unit. How? Right? So create another one which is square. Okay. Well, normally 24 papers are one square. So let me keep two decimals. Okay, right? So one square. So let me use this as square. Let me use this as square. Okay, right? And then combine with sheet. So basic unit is sheet. Basic unit is sheet. Okay. Then square. Okay. Then square. Okay. So one square is equal to 24 sheet. This is one way. Another way, create a compound unit. Create a compound unit. Instead of simple, create compound. Okay. Now blend both of them. Take the highest one first. Square. One square is equal to 24 sheets. So when you use the compound unit, what is the advantage? I'll tell you. So use the compound unit, one square of 24 sheets. So let me put this. Let me go to voucher again. Let me type the purchase bill number. Let me select the supplier name. Let me select the supplier name. Let me select the stock item. Right now the thing is, let's assume I purchased, okay, 100 seats. So let me put 100 SH. Okay. The moment when I put 100 SS, look at the magic. It convert this into 4 square and 4 seats. Is it right? Okay, right? So 100 divided by 24. Okay, right? So 4 square and the remaining is, right? Okay, so 24 into 4, 96. So 4 square and remaining 4 is the seat. Okay, so 4.4 square is advantage number one. Advantage number two, here I can specify the rate either in square or in the sheet. Okay, so let me put the rate. Suppose rate is 1 per sheet. Okay, now it's 4.4 into 2. So 100 seats into 2, 200. Let me put this in the square, right? Okay, suppose one square is 80 rupees. Let's imagine. Okay, so 80 rupees per square or 60 rupees per square. So when I put the rate in the square, automatically it counts the rate in the square. Okay, so this is how one can use two units. Okay, so as I suggest, it could be simple unit or a compound unit. Now I'm going to combine the simple with the compound. Okay, so let's go to the stock item, paper. The simple unit is right. Okay, so let's assume the simple unit is square, right? Sheet. Okay, now I'm making this, right? Okay, making another one. Okay, another one is a simple one, which is a ream. Okay, so normally one ream would be 20 square. Okay, so let me put the decimal place, right? Okay, now the question is, let me blend the ream with square. So create compound. So let me create one ream of 20 squares. So please understand, now we are using three units. One is the sheet, the second one is ream, the third one is square. Now I'm making this one square is equal to 24 sheets. Okay, right? So we can use all the three. We can use all the three, right? How? Let me put the value. Let me put the value as 200 sheets. Okay, look at it. 200 sheets are is equal to, right? Okay, 8.33 ream. Okay, right? So this is right. Or 500 sheets is equal to one ream. Okay, and one ream and 0.83 square. Okay, now the question is, can I use the ream rate here? Yeah, very much. Okay, let me put the ream rate. Suppose ream rate is 450 per ream. Okay, look at it. So ream rate is 450. The when it converted to sheets or when it converted to ream, this is the value, right? Can I use the sheet rate? 2 per sheet. Okay. So 500 sheets into 2000 rupees, that's equal to 1.833. So this is how one can use the simple compound, okay, right, and or simple plus compound, then compound plus compound. Is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. In the timber merchant vertical, no. So one can combine four things, right? One is square feet, the second one is running feet, the third one is cubic feet, okay, the fourth one is the pieces, number of pieces. So it could be number of pieces, cubic feet, okay, or running feet, or the surface, right? Okay, this is how one can combine all the four through two compound units. Okay, so the convenience of keeping it in the compound unit or simple plus compound or compound plus compound, it can find out the primary unit and the secondary unit so easily. The prices could be either in primary unit or in the secondary unit. Okay, so that's how it is. Okay, right? So that's what I just want to bring your knowledge, right? Okay, so this is how the units can help us to play with the thing, right? Okay, then someone asked me, sir, what about the FIFO? What about the FIFO? Please understand, not only the FIFO, there are so many methods are there in the Tally, right? I'll tell you, I'll show you. Alter, okay, stock item, take the particular stock item, this is the stock item, right? So how many methods are there? How many methods are there? Okay, at average cost here refers to sigma fx by sigma n. Okay, it clearly refers to the weighted average price. Okay, right? Then the FIFO, first in, first out. Okay, you know that the prices will be, the pricing of issues will be based on what comes first. Okay, right? So this is how. Let's assume I purchased 100 at 85, I purchased 100 at 90. Okay, now I'm taking 150 out. If it's so, first 100 will be rated as 80, the second 50 will be rated as 90. So this is what first in, first out. If it's the ulta way, first 100 will be 90, the next 50 will be on 80. That's called LIFO, last in, first out. Okay, the last came in item will be sent out first. Okay, that's what LIFO. Okay, right? Then the standard cost is there. So when you use the standard cost, you can give your own cost, right? You can ask the Tally, or you can entrust the job with Tally to value the stock based on the given standard rate. Okay, right? Then last purchase cost is also there. Okay, what is zero cost here? What is zero cost? That will be the question from Manoj Bharatwaj, I think, right? Okay, what will be the zero cost? What is the use of that? Okay, right? So let's assume the company has a some stationery, okay, or a huge purchase bag, right? Company wants to know how many purchase bags are there. Okay, let's assume one more thing. Suppose the company is in Sirabunji or in Kerala, okay, where they expect rain on many of the days, right? They just kept 3 4 umbrellas in their storeroom. They just want to know how many umbrellas are there. Okay, right? If it's so, when we create the umbrella, let me create, okay, stock item, umbrella, okay, umbrella, right? It's a primary one, right? So based on numbers, right? Okay. So let's assume I have 10 numbers. Okay, right? If it's so, the 10 will be valued, no? So now let me just put, it is at zero cost, it is at zero price. So 10 numbers will be there. Even if I put one is 600 rupees, one is 600 rupees, don't worry. When you check it in the stock item, the umbrellas will be there, but values will not be there. Values will not be there. Value will be valued at 0 rupees. Okay. So this is how, please understand, one can keep all their fixed assets, all their stationery, all their IT products, printers, okay, computers, laptops, all this with the use of zero stock and zero value. So that the stocks will be there. The count can be checked at any moment, but the values will not be there. Okay, so that it will not disturb the closing stock or it will not disturb the balance sheet and P&L. That's what zero costers. Okay. So at zero cost, right? At zero price, right? There are so many valuation methods. Okay. Now the question is, Krishan, I gave different methods for different items without knowing the fact. I just want to keep one as a standard. How to keep it? Go to P&L account. Go to P&L account. This is the closing stock. No, click on F8 valuation. Click on F8 valuation, which is in default. Okay. So let me change this to FIFO and check the value. Now the value is 45,643. Let me click on the valuation and change this to LIFO annual. Okay, look at the value now. It is 45,643. Let me change this to monthly average cost, maybe the same. Okay, right? So, or let me change this to sum of the last purchase price, or let me take one data so that people can understand how this works. Okay, let me take another data so that people can understand how this works. Okay, 1 minute. So this is the P&L account. The closing stock value comes to 1392,815. Okay, right? So, yeah. So probably the integration may not be there. So let me integrate. The integration may not be there. Let me integrate. Okay, now the value is 343.30. Let me change the valuation from the default one to average price. Okay, look at the value now, which is 233.70. Let me click on so that the profit or class will be fine-tuned according to the method that I choose. Let me click on F8. Let me change to FIFO. The value got changed. No, look at it. The magic. Because of this, it comes to net profit. Okay. Earlier, when I put this under average price, it is under loss, 2 crore loss. When I change this to FIFO, it is 1 crore profit. Okay. So this is how, by changing the valuation method, one can check which one is the right one or which one is the apt one. Okay. Right. So let me change this to FIFO for perfectual. The value may be different. Let me change this to LIFO perfectual. The value may be different. Okay, this is how the valuation methods can get changed. Okay, right? So this is how one can influence the stock value in a legal way, right? So now the question is, allow advanced entries and master, right? These two options will be useful in a hotel industry also. Okay, right? So how? Let's create, okay, let me take that company. Okay, right? So let me create something else. Okay, 1 minute. So let me take this company. Okay, right? 1 minute. So let me take this company. Okay, so now the question is, allow advanced entry, how this will be helpful? So alter or create the stock item, create the stock item. Okay, right? So press F12, press F12. Okay, right? Press F12. Then 1 minute. Press F12. Okay. Then yes, set yes to use casting. Right. 1 minute. Use set options for stock item behavior. Okay. Let me repeat. Press F12. Set yes to all configurations. Set yes to show all configurations. Then set yes to set options for stock item behavior. Okay, right? Now you'll get the behavior options. Click on it. Okay, right? There are two, three useful things, right? Let me explain one by one. What is treat all sales as new manufacture? Let's assume Mr. Kumar Bhatia is working as chartered accountant for a hotel. Right now the question is, hotel used to sell all the dosas, right? All the pani puris, all the bel puri, all the items, right? Okay, now the question is, where is the question of manufacturing it? Where is the question of manufacturing it? So Please understand all the sales will be there. All the sales items will show minus figure in the closing, in the finished goods. Okay. Now the thing is, when you create such items, no, treat all sales as new manufacture. So whatever you treat as sales, okay, will be immediately adjusted with the thing, right? Let me create a company. Let me show you 1 minute. Let me create a company and then let me show you. Okay, right? So create a company. Okay, test company. So let me create, right? So let me now create a stock item. Let me now create a stock item. Okay, right? So dosa, masala dosa, right? Okay. So let me enable the behavior. Okay, right? So create number, right? Create number. Okay, let me enable the behavior. Now the behavior is set as treat all sales as new manufacture, right? Okay, so let me go to voucher. Let me go to voucher. Okay, sales, right? So it's for cash, right? One ordered three masala dosas, three masala dosas. One is 110, one is 110, 330. Okay, I put this under sales. I put this under sales. So three masala dosas, 30 rupees. Let me go to stock summary now. Look at it. There is nothing. Okay. Press F12. Set S to opening. Goods inwards, goods outwards. Okay. Right. Right. Okay. Then set S to zero valued also. Okay. Right. So zero valued items also. Look at it now. So masala dosa outward 3. Immediately tally put 3 inward so that the closing stock will not be in the negative side. Okay, negative side. Fantastic, no? So treat all sales as new manufacture. Different way. The company used to get the masala items, right? Okay. So create create stock item, right? Masala, right? Masala items. So let me create in the kg, right? Kg. Then when it comes to behavior options, let me treat all purchase as consumed. Let me treat all purchase as consumed. If it's so, the moment when I buy, right? Okay. So purchases, bill number, mode, okay, or the person. Then I purchased masala items 1 kg, suppose 0.5 kg, right? Okay, or 1 kg at the rate of 540 rupees. Okay, let me put this under purchases, under purchases. So let me treat this as purchase. Okay, store it. Go to stock summary, nothing will be there. Okay, right. So as usual, let me press F12. Set S to opening, closing. Okay, inward, outward. Okay, right. Now look at it. 1 kg inward. Immediately tally put 1 kg for the consumption. So nothing is in the closing stock. So this is how treat all new things, right? As manufacturing, treat all purchases consumed will help us to detect or will help us to adjust the negative side of all these items or unnecessary accumulation of stocks. Okay, that's how it's helpful. Okay, one more thing is there. One more thing are some more thing are there. Treat all rejections inward as scrap. Let's assume I'm doing this for a biscuit company. Okay. What will be the scrap? Scrap. Can I sell it again? What will be the rejections inward? Would be the scrap. Okay. I can sell it as a at a disposable price, right? Okay. So not a regular one. So when I treat all rejections inward as scrap, so whatever be the rejections, automatically it goes to rejections in as scrap. Okay. Please don't set this option as yes for any jewelry or any consumable products, because many of the consumable products, when they get returned because of the color or because of some other thing, they can be resold in the market. Okay, so don't set this yes. If it's a metal based one, the metal can be reused, right? Okay, so don't set this as yes. One, set this as yes, which is dangerous. Okay, then let's assume I'm dealing with vegetables. Okay, right? I'm dealing with vegetables. If so, I can set ignore difference due to physical counting as yes. Why? Because when I opened the store, I found two rotten tomatoes at the counter. No, I can simply throw them off. Okay, so at the end of the third day or fourth day, obviously my tomato weight will come down by third half kg or come down by quarter kg. Okay, so आधा paune, it's not a problem, right? Okay, let me leave it. So ignore difference due to physical counting. I can set it as yes, but don't set this as yes for any valuable product. Let's assume I'm dealing with diamond. Let me not set it. Okay, so if I said so, my people will take or swindle diamonds so easily. So these are all the advanced entries in the our behavior options in the market. Okay, right? So integrate stock valuation method is over. Then show profit in stock summary is another useful thing. I'll tell you, right? Okay. So let me open the company. Suppose this is the data. Let me go to display accounts book sale. Okay, this is the sale book. So let me click on show profit. Let me click on show profit. Right, this show profit will help me to find out what is the relevant purchase. Right, okay, this one, the transaction value is 36. Okay, the purchase cost is 29. So this one, this particular bill earned 4.41 GP. Okay, look at the next one, which is 38.31, 47.5, 15.5. This is how the show profit option will help us to track the item, okay, with two things. One is the sales price. Okay, look at it. It's sold at 41 rupees. Okay, which is sold at 41 rupees. Right. If you check the last purchase price, it may be for the 38 something. Okay, so that's how it earned nearly 318 rupees as profit. So this one is because of the stock. Okay. What about this and all? What about showing 100%? Two reasons. One, the stock may not match. The second one, it may be for the services. Okay, right? Otherwise, if you have a stock item, you can get the cost and you can match it with the gross revenue. Okay, right? So what is transaction value and what is gross revenue? Sir, these two, right? This one is with tax. This one is without tax. Let me go to, let me get into the entry. This one is the value. This one is the tax value. So this is the transaction value 1575. Okay, right? So is there any relevant cost? So matched cost is 3565 for 5776. So the value is this. The profit is this. So this is available in the show profit button is available in the sales book as well as stock summary. Let me go to stock summary. Let me go to stock summary. Okay, right. Then let me click on show profit. So I can get the item wise profit. Okay, I can get the item wise profit. Okay, so each item will have the profit. Okay, so how much is the real percentage on each one? Okay, right. So these are all the profit. Why many of the items showing the closing balance is minus? Why? Because the purchases may not get updated properly, or the closing stock, the opening stock may not get updated properly. That's where the problem is. Okay, right? So this book may be the half-boiled one or a half-compiled one, right? Half-cooked one. Okay, that's where the problem is. Okay, right? Then the next one is okay. The next one is BOM, Bill of Material. The name itself, that's a fantastic name. What is BOM, Bill of Material? Sir, I'm selling something, right? Okay, and I'm using this material only in the sale bill, not in the purchase invoice. Right, okay. Let me give you an example. Suppose I'm assembling things, right? And I'm selling laptops. Okay. So in all my sales bill, I used to mention the laptops. But the problem is the materials in or the purchase bills will not have laptops at all. The purchase bills will have uh, m- m- mouse, okay, then scratch pad, then keyboard, okay, and so many other things, okay. So if it's so, how to combine them and how to get the profit, okay, how to get the right profit, right? I'll show you the problem and then I'll show you how to link them, right? Okay. So let's take this company. Suppose I'm buying things, right? Okay. So let me buy things. F9 supplier bill, right? Okay. I'm buying this from super computers. Okay. Super computers. They are my creditors. Super computers. They are my creditors. Okay. Right. Let's assume I'm buying the CPU. CPU. Okay. Right. So in numbers, CPU in numbers 1. So let's switch up GST. But this the focus may not be on GST. So CPU, right? CPU. I purchased 10 numbers, okay, at the rate of 7,500. So 75,000, which is purchase. Okay. Then I purchased mouse, right? Okay. Mouse again in numbers. Okay. Mouse again in numbers. Okay. Suppose 15 numbers at the rate of 650. Okay. Right. So purchases. I purchased keyboards. Keyboards. Okay. Numbers. Right. Okay. Let's assume I purchased 12 keyboards at the rate of 1,050. Right. So this is how I keep on purchasing things. Right. I'm buying speakers. Okay. Speakers. So let me create speakers, right? Speakers used to be set. Okay, so set, right? So I purchased 20 set of speakers at the rate of, okay, 1,500. Okay, so all this are purchases, right? Okay, look at the stock summary. Look at the stock summary. All this are under the stock summary. The problem is when I compile them, when I assemble them as a product, right? Final product. Let me go to the F8 sales. Let me go to F8 sales. I'm selling this to Mr. Kumar, right? Okay, he is my sundry debtor, one Mr. Kumar, right? So I'm selling this as computer. So let me create computer, okay, right? So numbers, computer numbers. Let's assume I sold two computers, one at the rate of 22,500. So 45,000. So this comes under sales. Let me put this under sales. Now look at the stock summary. All the things are all the raw materials are in full. Okay, it keep on piling up in the stock summary. Okay, look at the finished good. It's on the negative side. Now the problem is how to link this two with the CPU, keyboard, mouse, and speakers. That's what the question is. Okay, how to do it? So when I create the computer, let me press F12 and set S to bill of materials. Okay, set components list. Let me set S to bill of materials. If it's so, the components list will be there. Okay, this must be set with only for the FGs, finished goods. Okay, so this being this as a finished good, let me select yes. Okay, now let me give the name, right? Okay, so let's assume he is dealing with branded computers and unbranded computers. So let's we cannot say this in the I cannot say this in the market as branded one and an unbranded one. So I can use this as a regular and special. Let's assume this is the regular one. So regular one, this is the name of the BO. To manufacture one, I need a normal CPU one number. I need a normal keyboard one number. I need a normal mouse one number. I need a speaker one set. So this is how, let me combine them as the BOM. Now the question is how to link them. How to link them? Go to voucher, click on Alt F7, right? Then click on Control H to change the mode. This one is for the stock journal. This one is for the stock journal. Okay. So normal stock journal to transfer between two godowns. So Alt F7, Control H. let me change the face of the voucher for manufacturing. So manufacturing journal. So now let me select one item, which is computer. The moment when I select computer, automatically Tally is picking up the available BOM. Suppose if there is only one BOM, I need not to select the BOM. It will be by default. Okay, right? The moment when I select BOM, look at the component list. All the components I've selected automatically. If I mention one, accordingly all will get calculated. If I mention two, accordingly all will get calculated. Okay, so this is the first advantage. It also picks the cost so that I can know what is the cost now. Look at it. Now I know the cost of material itself comes to 21,800. By mistake, I built them at 23,500. What is the profit that I'm going to enjoy? Okay, right? So this is where the realization one comes. Okay. The next one, I can put the additional cost, right? Okay. Suppose to create this, I'm paying wages, right? Okay. So right, are assembling charges, right? Okay. So assembling charges, right? Okay, right? Assembling charges, which is a direct expense, right? Assembling charges. Suppose I used to give 1,500 per product. Okay, so 3,000 rupees per product. Okay, right? And then I used to track all the other things, electricity and other things I can track. Okay, let's assume electricity charges, right? Electricity charges, right? Electricity charges. Suppose as a to 5% on the product. Okay, so product cost is 21,800, 5% is 1,080. So the additional costs are 4,080, right? So 25,800 is my 890 is my cost. Okay, so now I can calculate the profit. 25,890 is my cost. So in the calculator, I'm just adding 1.2. Okay, right? So that I can sell this for 31,000. By mistake, so far I'm selling this for 23,000 something. It is not even equal to my, or not little high than my the material cost. Okay, so now the question is how to get report for this. How to get report for this? So display statement of inventory, movement analysis. Okay, so stock item, computer. Okay, so you'll have the basic price. You'll have the basic price. Okay, right? So basic price, right? And additional cost. Okay. So the additional cost for two items is 490. Basic value is 21,800. So basic rate or effective rate for one is 12,945. So if I notice this, okay, someone has reported this in the Q&A or chat. Krishnan, your calculations are little mistaken. It is only 12,945 or 13,000. You are still selling this for 20,000, 23,000 something. You are making 10,000 rupees profit here. Why don't you understand? Now only I realized I made a mistake. Okay, right? So now this stock journal or the manufacturing journal will understand me to get the cost, will help me to ascertain the extra expenditure, will help me to ascertain the effective cost per unit. Okay. Now the question from people, Krishnan, can we make a different BOM for the same computer? Yeah. Okay. How to do it? Alter, go to stock item, take that particular thing, go to component list, add one more. Suppose you are making special computers. All the ones are branded one. Okay. So instead of CPU, right? I'm getting Intel, right? Intel CPU. Okay, so Intel CPU per number, okay, right? Intel CPU per number, okay, right? Instead of normal keyboard, I'm getting TVS keyboard, okay. So TVS branded keyboard, right? So TVS keyboard, so TVS keyboard, okay. So number, right? Okay, so TVS keyboard number. Same way, you can create all the things in the special computer, okay. So how it makes different, how it makes difference. So go to Alt F7, H, okay. Select manufacturing, computer. Now you have the choice to choose. So when I choose regular, it shows all the regular one. When I choose the special, it shows the branded one. Okay. And cost will get calculated according to the branded one or the materials of the branded one. So this is how one can create the two unit. Okay. Sorry, two BOMs, right? Okay. If you look at the BOM carefully, let me take you to BOM again. If you look at the BOM carefully, it has another beautiful one. It has another beautiful one. Okay, right? Okay, sorry. One more. Go to, yeah, go to voucher, right? Okay. So Control H. Okay, look at it. So it has one more thing, co-product or byproduct. Okay. So when you grind something or when you assemble something, no, you'll get some more, right? Some more extra. Let's assume I'm grinding the dal, so I'll get dal powder and then some more extra. When I create butter, so I'll create butter and then some byproduct. Okay, so this is when I'm making soap, so I'll get soap powder as the byproduct. Okay, so co-product or byproduct will be there. Okay, right? So atta and suji, so all this, right? Okay. So you can give the value of the byproduct and quantity of the byproduct so that it can help you to find out the real cost. Okay, right? Real cost, especially the almond, okay, badam, and then uh, all these nuts. Okay, so when you grade them or when you try to sell them or when you prepare them, no, you'll get so many byproducts. Okay, so many byproducts, even oil, dust, and so many other things, right? So all this can be entered in the this thing, stock manufacturing journal. Okay, right? So let me get the Q&A also. Okay, Sandeep Mishra, can we create a godown if our stock is with third party? What will the benefit of it? How will it be visible in stock summary? Okay, I'll show you, sir. I'll show you, right? Okay, right. So 1 minute. So create, sir, create, go down. Okay, right. So create new, right? The third party stock with us, third party stock with us. Okay, right? So let me create the third party. Suppose I got it from A and Co. So A and Co, right? Third party stock with us, third party stock with us. So I got the product from them. I got the product from them. So if it's so, my stock summary will have all the things, right? Okay. So we'll have third party work. Let me get the thing. Let me get the thing. Okay. So receipt voucher. So inactive. Okay. Receipt note. Okay. So let me get it from A and Co. A and Co. They are my sundry creditors. Right. Right. Let's assume I got okay, 20 computers from them. Okay. They just asked me to put the 20 computers at my showroom. Okay, in my showroom, right? Okay, so 15,000 rupees worth of 3 lakh. They just gave it to me. They just gave it to me. Okay, right? They just gave it to me. I'm just using this in the godown or in the showroom, right? If someone picks up something, then I'll give them the money. So stock summary. So stock summary, right? Okay. Then uh, let me click on Control B. The third party stock with us, right? Okay. So now I know the 20 computers are with me, 15,000. Okay. So let me click on Control B and let me check what is my stock, our stock with us. So our stock with us, the computers are not there. Okay. Then let me again click on compute Control B, our stock with us and the third party put together. Okay, right. So this is how one can get the different stock methods. Okay, right. So different reports, right? Okay. Then Chandan Kumar, receive expired and damaged item, manage stock. Okay. Chandan Kumar ji, I didn't get it from you. Can you please explain it little? Okay. Can you please type a little more so that I can understand? Vikas Narula, sir, how to calculate the room Under stock. Okay. Room, room and
Room
I
night
didn't get it.
under
No.
as stock.
Huh?
He's written how to calculate the room night as under stock.
Oh, what do you mean? I didn't get it. No. What is room night?
Maybe Vikasji, you can type your question again. Maybe that will help. There are few questions in the chat as well. We'll request everyone that to use Q&A only, but you can see in the chat the questions which are put. There are quite a few.
Okay. 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 Let me come. Let me check. Oh, so many questions are there, no, in the chat. I didn't get it. Okay. We are manufacturing company having several godowns to route the stock and also uses many stock items to create item. So how to maintain? Okay. Uh, Sanjeev Agarwal, right? Okay. Sanjeev ji, manufacturer having several godowns to route the stock. Okay. You mean to say several workstations, right? Okay. Are the several stages, right? Are the marked one? Okay. So painting station will be there, assembling station will be there, then packing station will be there. So the product will go through all the stages so that you want to know stage wise stock. If it's so, create all the stages as godowns: painting station, okay, assembling station, repairing station, packing station, all this as stock, okay, right, all this as godowns, okay. Move the stock from one godown to another godown by using alt F7 stock journal. Okay, let's assume the stock got ready, okay, but not painted, okay, so unpainted. Let's assume you are manufacturing cookers, okay, right? So cooker 200 things are ready, right? Now move the cooker from main location to painting station. Let's assume you manufacture 200, you are sending only 75 to the painting station today. Then move the godown, move the stock journal, move the item by using stock journal, right? I'll show you. Move the item by stock journal. Okay, so vouchers, alt F7. Okay, so take the item here. Okay, then change the godown, take the item from here, change the godown, okay, change the godown, okay, right? So godown is from A company, okay, right? So 10 numbers, right? Then the same computers, okay, move it to main location, move it to main location, there is no stock, move it to main location. So this is how, okay, right? Or you can use the control H inter-godown transfer. That's the best way. Destination godown is main location. Item is this A and Co. Right? Okay, godown A and Co. 10 numbers. So that this 10 will be moved from the main location to the particular painting station. Let's assume out of the 75 sent to painting, only 60 got completed and moving to packing one. Then next day, prepare another voucher from painting station to packing godown, send 16. So that 15 will remain in the particular godown itself. So this is how you can do the thing, right? Okay. So chat, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anup Saigal, the link will be recording link will be in the Tally Solutions YouTube. You can get it. Okay, right? Then Pratham Sakriya, hello sir. Kindly explain how to record conversation. Sorry, conversion of raw material to finished goods and then sale. Okay, sir. Use the stock journal, sir. Use the stock journal and use the manufacturing journal mode. Okay, set the BOM. So through BOM, you can convert the raw material to finished goods. Okay, right? Um, Arun Garg, for which industry BOM method is useful and effective? Sir, any industry that has standard conversion, no? Any standard conversion. So if I put 100 kgs of flour and making 10,000 biscuits, if it's a standard conversion, I can use BOM by inputting 10 units, right, of raw materials, and I'm going to get 100 100 sliced ones. Okay, so I can use BOM. Okay, right. Mm, So direct material, direct labor, even indirect overheads can be tracked with this. Okay, right? Then Hemang entry to bid on at sale. Sir, when manufacturing entry to be okay, right, manufacturing entry must be prepared on every batch or every day or every week. It's better to make every day, right? Okay, then let me go to Q&A. Let me go to Q&A. Okay, um V Venkatesh. Okay, uh, okay, all those are answer. No, let me check the answer. Okay, Sandeep Mistrace's answer. Okay, received expired damage item. Okay, um, whether only percentage can give for byproducts and valuation? Not necessarily, sir. So even the quantity can be given. Okay, even the quantity can be given, right? Okay, if you know it as percentage, then it's percentage. Okay. Ram Kumar Karmagar, if goods are returned after 6 months from the date of actual invoice date, then what will be the credit note entry in tally without charging GST? Uh, After 6 months, okay. Then you have to leave the GST, okay. Put the only assessable value, right? Leave the GST, right? Leave the GST. That's the way. Then Vikas Narulla, if I am owner of OYO rooms, how to calculate my room nights under stock summary? It's a good question. Right, okay. Sir, create all the rooms as the stock units, okay, as the stock units, and start charge, okay, start charge, okay, right? So that every unit, right, how many units we have created, right? Okay. Only simple thing, set treat all new sales as manufactured. Okay, so set this as yes, so that you can get the answer, right? Okay. Uttam Kakrul, how to allocate different location rack number box. So all this are sub godowns, sir. So let's assume I'm keeping all the shirts, okay, in different shelves. So if it's so, let me create the shelves as shelf 1, shelf 2, or bureau 1, bureau 2. Then under bureau, let me create shelf 1 as a godown, okay, 1 bureau, shelf 1 as a godown, shelf 2 as a godown, shelf 3 as a godown. Okay, right? So all this comes under bureau 1. Then bureau 2, I can keep shelf 1, shelf 2, shelf 3. Bureau 1 and shelf 2. This is how one can create the racks, boxes, even the drive. Let's assume I'm a seller of softwares. So I kept some of the softwares in D colon D drive. I kept some of the things in the E drive. So I can even create the virtual godowns, right, as D drive and E drive. Okay, that's possible. Okay, right. Then um, how to change the quantity of multiple closing stock in a single entry. Okay, how to change the quantity for multiple closing stock in a single entry. Mm, I think he meant to say a different closing stock for different periods in one keystroke. That's what he means to say. So create stock under stock in hand group. Okay. So put the values, right? Okay. Again, I'll show you, right? First, integrate, switch off the integration, switch off the integration. Okay. Switch off the integration, switch off the integration. Then create the stock. Okay. Create stock under stock in hand, put the value, opening balance is suppose 25,000, alter it again, okay, alter the stock again, then put different dates on 30th April, 30th April 28,000, 31st May 28,500, okay, 30th June 27,250. Okay, this is how you can enter multiple stock values in one keystroke. I think that's what you meant by this. chat, okay, are meant by this question, right? Okay. So let me answer those questions, okay, the remaining questions. Right, okay. So, Sunil, how to add additional cost of purchase an item? Item as transportation charges paid for purchase, customs duty as we required the cost in item. Sir, there are two ways, sir. Way number one, you can enable additional cost of tracking additional cost on purchase. Okay, that's one way. Okay, through which you can enable the additional cost by giving an identification number and you can track. That's one way. The another way, you can create this lecture. Okay, and you can ask the tally to appropriate it by quantity or appropriate it by value. Okay, that's another way. Okay, there are two ways, right? Bhavesh, in BOM, when raw material maintained batch wise, not selected. So any clue? Um, no problem, sir. Batch will be there, right? Okay. So batch will be there in the only in the manufacturing journal. Okay, there you can select. When you set the items, right? Okay, when you set the item, you cannot choose the BOM, you cannot choose the Godown or batch. Okay, so this option will be there in the manufacturing journal. Okay, try it again. Prabhakar Bansal, I have purchased coal, say 1,000 metric for 1,000 each. I have recorded this in tally. Okay, I have incurred 500 per ton transportation cost. That's what I already told you, sir. So when you create the transportation cost, appropriate it, right? Appropriate it either by quantity or by value. You can get the total value, okay, or you can get the additional cost. Okay, sir, how can we get the stock information required to be reported? 3CD as opening stock purchase manufacturer sold. Okay, right. So 3CD information can be get it from by pressing F12. Okay, set S to inward opening stock, inward, outward, and closing stock. Okay, change this or export this to Excel and then use, sir. So that's the way. Okay, right? Can give direct rate to quantity of products, quantity of byproducts as possible, sir. That's possible, sir. Valuation of thing is possible, right? Okay. Then, but how to put out dates as count of number nights? Okay, because I have to check, right? I think I did it for a hotel in the Ooty. Okay, right. So let me check. The data is with me. Let me check, right? Let me check and let me give the answer to Komalji. Right, Komalji might help you. Okay, I met this challenge. Right, I helped them to count all the nights and then all the unlit days. Okay, so all these are possible, sir. All these are possible. Okay, I'll try to recollect the data and then I'll try to give the better solutions. Okay, right? Okay, right. So, Santhya Srinivas, I was inquiring on how to change on quantity on hand for multiple stock items in a single entry. I was inquiring on how to change quantity on hand for multiple. Sandhya madam, use the physical stock voucher, right? Physical stock voucher and then enter. Okay, that's the way to record all the quantity on hand. Physical stock voucher. Okay. So Uttam Kakrul, okay. Could you show the process of stock item handling so I can find the name, group, rate without using any third party TTL? Mm, okay, okay, okay. You mean to say the different stages, no? Different stages, no? Right. I'll try to get the data, right? Okay. I have a live data with me. I'll try to get and pass this to Komalji. Anand, Anandji, stock valuation method is default. It means default here refers to the weighted average price. Weighted average price. Okay. Right? Okay. Default is weighted average price. Komalji, I think I've answered all the questions, right? Almost all the questions, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And do you want to Ikbar, just go through the chat as well? I think one question was on ki if they are trading on the stock items like stock and mutual
Okay,
funds,
okay.
how to do that?
How to create for multiple job work process. Okay, then how can we enable customs duty at stock level, same as GST for stock valuation? Customs duty. Customs duty, when you create the stock item, okay, on your right side, the bottom line, the rate of duty is there. Okay, you can add the duty. Okay, that can help you to find out the customs duty. How to create for multiple how to create for multiple job work process. Okay, you mean to say job work from different people, no? Okay, multiple job work. Create a godown for the job worker. Create the ledger for the job worker. Okay, connect these two. Connect this two. This will help you. Okay, right? So that's the way. Create a party, create a godown. Okay, connect the godown with the party. Okay, then job work will this will help you to handle the job work, multiple job work. Okay, how additional cost option activated. Okay, sir, there are two ways, sir. One, by pressing F11, and then under my inventory you can track the additional cost of inventory. That's one way. Another way, when you create the item, appropriate the thing, right? Appropriate the thing based on the quantity or based on the value, right? These are all the two ways. Okay, some got added in the Q&A, no? Okay, right.
So there's one question. I'm an investor. How to create entries for purchase, sale of shares, mutual fund, demat and non-demat under investment? Is that possible?
Yeah, that's possible. Okay, create all the items, all the shares as stock items. Okay, so that you can handle. Okay, so here my Tally doesn't have a separate solution for this. You can very much treat the shares as stock item, and then you can book the entries.
Okay, I think there's one last question in the Q&A we can take and then we can conclude.
Okay, okay.
That's by Mr. Navneet Maheshwari.
Navneet Maheshwari. Any more questions?
No, I'm just asking, is that done? Have we addressed that last question?
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
addressed. Okay.
Okay, done.
Okay.
Perfect. Great, sir. So we've answered many queries, and each time there are so many new queries to when we take up such topics. One second. Total as per transaction value, total as per default valuation. What is the difference? Can we? There's one another question in the chat, sir.
Yeah, yeah, huge one, no?
To,
Mm, created main group by name fastener under primary group, then created subgroup by
no,
name.
not that one. Which questions are you?
Now I'm just looking at the last one, which is created by, which is sent by anonymous attendee, which has a
Oh,
huge
acha,
one,
in
no?
the Q&A. I was going through the chat. Okay.
Ah, right, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you mean chat, no? In stock item summary report, very good and excellent webinar. Okay, thank you. Yeah, the last one, no. Totals as per transaction values and total as per default valuation. What is the difference? Total as per transaction value. I don't get it. Okay, 1 minute. So these totals as per transaction values and totals as per default valuation. Mm, sorry, I didn't get it. Let me check. Let me check. My brain is. I'm not getting it from my CPU. My CPU is still searching. Okay. As per transaction values and totals as per valuation. Hmm. Komalji, can I take little time to think and answer?
Yes, sir. Sure. Do you want to
So,
answer it later or are you going to evaluate?
no, no, I'll answer this later. Okay.
Okay, okay, done, sir. I'll send you the report. And so they're asking for your contact details.
Okay.
If you'd be okay, if you can share your email ID
Yeah, 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 yeah.
or
Right.
your, yeah.
So I'll put my mobile number. Okay. I'm sharing two of my mobile numbers. Both of them are having WhatsApp facility. Okay. Right.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, but the answer is there. No, I answered no.
Yeah, in the Q&A, and just one question, the difference they were asking about, क्या है, एक second. What is the total as per the transaction value and total as per the default valuation? What is the difference?
That's what I already told you. No,
अच्छा,
let
that's
me check
answer.
and then answer.
अच्छा, अच्छा, अच्छा. Okay.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Suddenly I didn't get it. Okay. That's what the
Yeah.
problem was.
Of course, sir, it's a vast topic and that understands. So there is a question that where can they see the previous recording? One second, I'm sending you the CA community webinar page link. So if you go to Tally Solutions YouTube channel, you can see there as well. And we also have a web page called for CA community. I'm sending. So all the webinars are there as well. So I'm just putting it in the chat. I've sent the CA community link as well. Okay, Ms. Rupali, you can see the link which I have sent right now. And so many compliments for you that the webinar was very useful, excellent. That's great. Thank you, everyone, for joining every Wednesday, 3 p.m., to learn about Tally new features. And we are eternally grateful to the Tally evangelists who take out time to build this entire session, specially curated for CAs and what problem they can be done. Okay, I have a question. When will this topic be taken again? Do you still have questions you can ask, sir? And we keep repeating those topics as and when the need comes up or we receive details or specific questions on certain topics. You can always write to us. If you are a chartered accountant and already part of our WhatsApp CA community, you can always post your question. Somebody or some CA or our Tally experts are going to answer that for you. Thank you so much, Avichi sir. That was a great session. I will now
Thank
end
you.
the session. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, one and all.